Hello everybody, Sean Erickson coming at you once again, talking more about nutrition. The last video that I made, I got lots of comments, lots of questions, lots of constructive feedback, so it was great. And I even got some donations for Pelotonia, which reminds me, the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm trying to raise money for Pelotonia. It's a biking event here in Columbus, Ohio. My goal is to raise $1,200 by the end of September. So if you have not donated and you're liking the videos, please do me a favor, click on the link below, pelotonia.org/Sean Erickson. I'll put the link in the notes of the video. And literally takes 5 minutes. Even if you just give $5 or $10, every dollar counts, because every single dollar, every dollar raised goes directly to cancer research. And we have one goal with Pelotonia, and that is to end cancer, and that's what this is all about. So I got lots of questions, so let me get right to it. First question that I got was, what are the foods that you eat? What are the things that you go shopping for? What are kind of the building blocks that you work with on a regular basis? Last time, if you remember, I showed you how to use MyFitnessPal, to plan your meals ahead of time so that every day you're eating with a plan and you're eating with a purpose. This is just typically what I work with on a daily basis, and I'll just start with my pre-workout meal. Every morning I get up at 5 a.m. and I have a pre-workout meal, and I'll make a serving of steel cut oats, and I'll put a little bit of almond milk in it, and I'll put some chocolate Weibolic protein in there. I'll put some PB2, which is just powdered peanut butter, so good, and I'll slice up a banana, put it in there, and that's what I have pre-workout. If it's a hard workout, then what I normally have is C4, it's a pre-workout drink. And then post-workout, I personally like Afterglow. It's great, works for me. Normally before bed, I'll have a muscle milk. I enjoy it. I try to eat as naturally as I can, although I am a creature of habit, number one, and number two, I like to make things easy. I love these pure protein, especially these baked bars. And I also love these Quest bars that you can get from GNC. They're great. Black bean burgers. I love these black bean burgers, these Chipotle ones. What I do is I'll take a black bean burger, I'll cook it up, and then I'll add some egg beaters, and I call that a man omelet, just what I call it. And I'll put some salsa on top. So good. Other things I eat, I like cashews. I like, breaded tilapia, salmon burgers. I love eating this quinoa, very good. The Chobani Greek yogurts. What I do is after lunch, typically, and this is most days, I'll have one of these Chobanas, one of these Simply 100s, and these are great. They're so easy to fit into my meal plan every day. And what I do is I'll eat this, but what I'll do is I'll take these Sahel snacks that I get from Costco, and I'll just take a serving of this and put it right in the yogurt, and that's just an awesome dessert. Really healthy, really yummy, kind of sweet. Normally what I have for lunch, and this is the recipe I was going to tell you about, is I'll go to the grocery store and I'll buy a couple pre-marinated chicken breasts from the butcher. And I like the spicier ones because it adds a dimension of flavor to the chicken salad that I just like. So what you do is you take it, you grill it up, you come and let it cool down a little bit, you chop it up, put it in a bowl. Don't use mayo. No mayo. Instead, use non-fat yogurt. I just put a cup of non-fat yogurt in the chicken and mix it up. I'll chop up some celery, typically a cup's worth. I like celery, not everybody likes celery. You can choose if you like that or not. I'll cut up about a half of a red onion, put that in there as well, and everything's chopped, so little tiny pieces. And then I'll also take red grapes and cut them in half. And then what you end up with is a very, very yummy chicken salad. This chicken salad, what I typically do is I'll take a serving of pistachios with me. I'll put it in with my lunch, and then when it comes time to eat the lunch, I'll take the pistachios out, put it right in my salad. And then to add some crunch, I love these multigrain crackers that I get. You can get these from Costco. These are great. Another thing is, in the salad, there's actually a secret. You want to add a lot of pepper. I just like pepper a lot. And then the trick is add a little bit of kosher salt. It adds a dimension of flavor to it that is just awesome. So that's it for the stuff that I eat on a regular basis. If you have any questions, let me know. You know, last time I talked all about eating every day with a plan and a purpose. And it's something that I truly believe is something that I do every day. I use MyFitnessPal to plan my meals out before. Perfection is not necessary though. I mean, I try to eat on target 80% to 90% of the time. You know, moderation is important. I do eat off of my plan every once in a while. But I will say this, you know, when I started this journey, I had a lot of weight to lose. I had upwards of 70 pounds to lose. And it took me 4 months of eating with a plan and a purpose every day. And if you remember, I was planning my meals out every day. I was on a 1900 fat shredder diet. 50% of my macronutrients were coming from protein, 30% coming from carbs, 20 from fat. And I ate on track every day without fail. I did not have a cheat meal. I did not have a cheat bite. And once I got down to my target weight, that's when I changed, as you recall, I changed my macronutrient numbers and so forth. And now I found for me that is so much more easier for me to maintain my weight than it was for me to lose weight. For a long, long time, I was kind of on this up and down where I'd lose some weight, gain it, lose some weight, gain it. And that for me was really, really tough emotionally and mentally, because when you're on that, when you're climbing that mountain, I like to think of it as a mountain. When you're climbing that mountain and you fall and you go back, you have to mentally prepare yourself that I'm gonna now have to cover the same ground I've already covered, and then I gotta keep on going. And that can be really, really hard. So my recommendation is, if you need to lose weight, if your goal is to lose weight, do it as quickly as possible. You know, obviously within, you know, making sure that you're eating healthy and you're doing it safely. Lose it as quickly as possible and then get to your goal weight. And for me at least, life has been so much better. So another question I got is, you know, how do you spend all this time? It seems like you spend so much time. You work out every day. You work out for an hour every day. You're planning your meals every day. You're putting all this stuff together every single day. I don't have the time to do that. You know, I got kids, I've got work, I've got this, I've got that. And my answer to that is, you're focusing on the wrong thing, in my opinion. If you take a 24-hour time frame and you take an hour out of that time frame, an hour and 15 minutes, let's say, and that should include time for you to invest in yourself by working out and planning your meals and getting your meals ready and knowing what you're going to eat that day. An hour and 15 minutes equates literally to 5% of your life. And in my opinion, most people are focused too much on that 5%. Don't focus on that 5%. Focus on the 95% of your life that will be so much better because you invested 5% of your life in yourself. So even when it comes to working out, so many times, you know, and I have to do this too. This is something I do on a regular basis. I don't want to work out every day. Believe me, I don't. There are days when I'm just like, I'm too tired, I'm this, I'm that. But then I tell myself, okay, I'm focusing on the 5% right now. I'm focusing on the hour that I don't want to go work out. Instead of focusing on the other 23 hours of the day that me spending that 1 hour is going to make so much better. You know, so for me, that's what I focus on, and it works for me. So really quickly, what about, you know, going out to eat? You know, I do go out to eat, and when I was in that first 4 months that I was losing my weight, there were days that I went out to eat. The trick is, number one, try to plan. Try to know where you're going to eat the next day, whether you're going out to lunch with work colleagues or with a friend or your spouse or whoever, or if you're going to go out to dinner. Try to know where you're going to go. That way, beforehand, you can go into MyFitnessPal, you can choose what you're going to eat, you can plan for it, and you can be ready. So many times, I would go sit down at lunch at Red Robin with colleagues, and I know what I'm going to eat, and I'd get a sandwich or a wrap or something like that. I would immediately take half of it, because I know I can only eat half of it, and I'd ask them for a box right away. So I can just put it in the box and it's away. It doesn't even tempt me. And now I know exactly what I'm gonna eat. And then I can eat the rest of it tomorrow or later that day or whatever my plan allows. If you just can't plan, because you just don't know where you're gonna go or whatever, don't be afraid to order off menu. Don't be afraid to, sit down and say, hey, look, I want a grilled chicken breast, no butter, no oil, nothing like that. Maybe a baked potato, a little bit of salsa on the side, and some broccoli. Most restaurants will be able to make you what you want. That's and make sure that it's according to your plan. So, a couple tricks that I use all the time. So in closing, I get asked all the time, what keeps you motivated? How do you keep doing this every single day? And I could have an entire discussion just on that, and maybe that's what I'll do, is create another video that focuses on that. One thing I'll say, the most important thing is this: don't do it to change the way that you look. Don't do it because you've got a reunion coming up. Don't do it because you're trying to look good for somebody else. Don't do it because you're trying to change your body composition. It's just my opinion. Do it because of the way that you feel. Do it because it makes you feel good. The most important thing, the number one thing that I can tell you, is to love yourself. Love yourself for who you are right here and right now. If you've got extra weight or whatever, love yourself for who you are. No matter what you do, you are beautiful, you are unique. Don't let anybody ever tell you differently. Do it, do all of this, exercise every day, because having extra weight puts you at risk for diabetes. Having extra weight puts you at risk for heart disease. I can speak from experience. Carrying around 70 pounds was just exhausting, and it really limited my ability to truly enjoy many of life's adventures. There were things that I just couldn't do. There were things that I just couldn't engage in, experiences that I couldn't have because I was overweight. So that's what motivates me. That's what keeps me going. Love yourself, eat with a plan and a purpose every day, and every day focus on the 95% and invest 5% of your life to you. So that's it for today. Please click on the link below. Donate to Pelotonia, even if it's just $5 or $10. Every dollar counts. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you watching. Have a kick butt day.